What's up guys, Nathan here. Delirium has been live for just over a week, and although it's had some serious ups and downs,
it's so stupid. Who fucking thought this was a good idea?
What is my frame? I'm playing at 20 FPS, 10 FPS. I can't fucking see anything, dude.
I think we can all agree that cluster jewels have introduced some serious power creep. With minimal investment, they can easily replace your regular damage nodes simply by being more flexible and efficient, and on the top end, they allow for unprecedented stacking of identical stats that would normally be impossible to come by. If you're new to how cluster jewels work, check out Ziggy D's beginner guide linked in the description below. In this video, I wanted to focus on a series of specific interactions involving the new unique, voices, some interesting notables available on medium cluster jewels, and the absolutely bonkers results you can achieve by stacking these together. But first of all, what exactly is voices? Basically, it's a large cluster jewel with 3 jewel sockets, which is one more than the maximum amount you can roll on a rare. To balance this, it also adds 1, 3, 5, or 7 empty nodes. As you can probably guess, empty nodes are completely worthless, so the price of each jewel depends on this roll, with the single node variance being just a tad pricey. You're probably thinking right now, holy shit, are these things actually worth mirrors? Well, that's up to the league economy, not me, but I can at least explain why people are going crazy for these things. Enter part 2 of this video. Medium cluster jewels. It's important to remember that voices is a large cluster jewel, so you can only socket small and medium ones into it. And while small cluster jewels can roll some nice survivability related stuff, their single notable limitation makes starting with medium cluster jewels the most logical way to go. So, what kind of notables can you even get on medium cluster jewels? As described by Neon in the pre-release episode of Bayclast, they are mostly focused on unique utility-related effects. These include themes such as Aura Effect, Curse Effect, Flask Duration, Warcry Buff Effect, and much more. The big takeaway here is that these are generally difficult to come by stats, and for some insane reason, GGG gave us the ability to stack the same notable multiple times. And now for the meat of the video, discussing just how broken this can end up being. The first and most popular offender right now is probably Purposeful Harbinger. By running a handful of heralds, you can easily push hundreds of % increased effective auras, leading to insanity like 100% hit chance purely from precision, elemental purities capping your maximum resistances, and clarity providing over 1000 mana regen per second. I won't go too in depth on this one since a video guide created by Captain Lance 9 just a few days ago already does a great job of that, but I'll link it in the description below for those of you keen to learn more about just how overpowered this notable really is. The second notable that caught my eye was Crywolf, and according to patch 3.10.0c, this was bugged on release but is now working correctly. On its own, the effect isn't half bad, as it grants a huge amount of Warcry buff effect as well as some more reliable value for both Rallying and Enduring Cry. However, due to the mechanics of Rallying Cry, stacking just a few of these can get real silly real fast. With just 3 of these notables, we're looking at 30 nearby enemies and 90% increased buff effect, which works out to be around 130% increased damage. With 6 of these, that number goes up to 343% increased damage, and with 9 of these paired with a level 21 Rallying Cry linked with a level 4 Empower, this becomes 685% increased damage. And this is all without even considering the additional buff effect, utility, and Enduring Cry regen you'll be picking up for free while chasing this notable. And yeah, this does make Warcries viable. I'll be doing a build once I get my hands on some decent voices. The next notable I think is worth mentioning is Rapid Infusion. Admittedly, it's not nearly as insane as the first two, but it does have some cool effects. The notable grants 50% increased effect of Infusion from the Infused Channeling Support Gem, as well as 5% increased movement speed while you have Infusion. The most obvious application of this notable is Cyclone. You're looking at 5% increased movement speed, 5% more physical damage done, and 4% less physical damage taken per rapid infusion. A more niche use of this notable would be with a Divine Flesh Darkscorn Scourge Arrow build. Divine Flesh and Darkscorn heavily increase your survivability by both increasing your max chaos resistance and converting the damage you take to chaos, and Scourge Arrow is a channeling skill with the chaos tag. Stack a few rapid infusions, and you can easily be taking 12 to 36% less of said chaos damage, which will add a whole new layer of tankiness to an already broken feeling keystone. Another way to use Rapid Infusion is with Scorching Ray and Righteous Fire. Gaining Infusion via channeling Scorching Ray will of course grant more fire damage done and less fire damage taken, which directly translates into survivability. This may not be practical due to Righteous Fire not being a channeling skill, but it's a cool interaction nonetheless. The last notable I want to focus on is Liquid Inspiration, and although it's a bit more niche, I think it's almost as ridiculous as Purposeful Harbinger. It grants increased maximum mana recovery from flasks, and mana recovery rate during a flask effect. A 20% quality Enduring Eternal Mana Flask recovers around 200 mana per second. With 9 of these jewels, that becomes around 1100 mana per second. Factor in other cluster notables, flask effect scaling, and the Path of Finder Ascendancy, and you get more mana recovery per second than any normal mana stacking build can ever hope to touch. So, what can you do with this much mana recovery? Well, all kinds of things. You could play an Archmage character without abusing Unleash or Brand shenanigans. You could sustain Righteous Fire through use of the Agnostic Keystone. You could even play Indigon and actually keep up with the mana costs. These builds with Pathfinder were already a thing, but this notable allows you to take them to new levels. Anyway, I'm sorry for the shorter list than usual, but I couldn't find any more standout examples, mainly due to how broken Crywolf and Purposeful Harbinger are when compared to the competition. If I missed any big ones, please let me know in the comments below. But for now, this has been Nathan, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
Thank you!
Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters, Real Human, Zikarak, Squally, Zoljan, Coda, Julia, Allen, Kepler, Sparky Cata, Putzak, Kaiser 801, Kyle, Logan, Ice Dude, Ginzik, Anonymous, Orangina, Marius, Alex, and Lloyd. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for supporting me in this less than fun time. If anyone else is interested in joining these fine folks, you can check me out patreon.com/NathanBrotherBob, or you can check me out when I stream on Twitch, which is generally every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Time, although I've kind of been streaming at weird times lately, so that hasn't been, super set in stone. But what is set in stone is my Discord right there in the bottom right-hand corner. You can join that if you want to just say hi, hang out. We got a lot of people in voice chat these days just playing games together. A lot of people stuck inside for some reason. I can't seem to figure out why. But if you're stuck inside too, might as well play some Path of Exile, because that's what I'm doing. Thanks. See you guys next time.